for Team England and Team Scotland.
Welcome back in to the National Basketball Performance Centre. It's the Under-15 Home Nations Tournament weekend, and we're getting ready for the England girls against the Scotland girls here on court 2, due to tip off in around 90 seconds time. Kaz Bullock here with Eve Shadrick, and we're going to be with you throughout today's game here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. We've also got on court 1 the Wales girls and the Under-15 Irish girls playing. Over on court 2, you can catch all the games live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. We've been bringing you all the action throughout today. We've already had 4 fantastic games so far. We've got 4 more to come today, and we've got 4 more tomorrow. So non-stop action here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. So Eve, this weekend is just a really great opportunity to see some of the bright young talent coming through out on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we spoke about before, a lot of these girls, this is their first kind of experience of doing something like this intensity and this kind of exposure. And yeah, it's good to see. Hopefully we'll see them a lot more in the future.
And Isha and I were speaking earlier, Eve, as well, about the whole thing's it's a learning opportunity, but not just for the players, for the coaches as well. And you're learning about playing in an environment that's quite noisy. It's quite a unique experience. You've got 2 courts with a lot of action going on one side. So there's a lot of things. It's not just about the play on the court. It's being ready as well to play 2 games in a day.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking to kind of get players ready for that intensity and that level, and obviously basketball in the UK is on the rise as well, so it's definitely a good opportunity for the players, the coaches, obviously the like the National League coaches as well. This is their first time seeing these players, and yeah, if they do well today, it's usually a good sign for the future.
I mean, we've seen some really exciting players out on court and some really good plays, and Isha and I as well, we were talking earlier, we saw Satira Smith, who's coming out on court as part of the starting five for England. Like, we were just imagining a twin towers of her and Claudia Brents from Ireland. If they were to ever play on the GB national team together, it'd just be a fun combination. You see,
absolutely.
You see those things, you think, oh, I want to see this out on court. So starting for England, it will be Alessia Dinu, Chantel Okoli, Mojan Malik, Nikita Cornford and Satira Smith. For Scotland, it will be Amy Gay, Emma Harbisher, Grace Alexander, Layla Muir and Sham Al-Zubi. And for the tip, it will be Alessia Dinu.
Nikita.
Oh, sorry, it will be Nikita Cornford and Emma Harbisher. So balls up, and first possession goes to England. Malik over to Smith. Smith kicks it out to Cornford. Cornford with a quick two for England, picking up where she left off in the first game earlier. So England having already played against Ireland today, Scotland having played against Wales.
Yeah, there was two great games to start with this morning for both of these teams. They're going to come in this game with a lot of confidence. They were like two very comfortable wins for both the teams. And that's definitely a good start for England. Just get points on the board early.
Gay, defended by Malik, passes round. Alexander looking to go inside, blocked by Okoli. And Mojan Malik for England. And Mojan Malik had a big game earlier, 10 points, 10 rebounds and 10 steals, a triple-double against Ireland. As the ball goes out of bounds, it's a 2-0 England lead. Al-Zubi. Harbisher. And jump ball is called. It will stay with Scotland. So Muir will inbound. Finds Alexander. Alexander and pulls up. It's short as Smith has the racing Dinu all the way. Doesn't get it to go, and Scotland will get the ball back. And we spoke earlier, Eve, but players are going to, this is the second game of the day for some players, and it's a case of you have to get used to the kind of rest in between games, how you prepare for a short turnaround.
I think, especially for these younger players, it's all about not going out too hard at the beginning, especially they've got a long day. The games are very high intensity, it's a big crowd, lots of noise, you can lose a lot of energy, but also it's about adjusting. So we spoke about some of the other teams looked a little bit smaller than England. England looked like quite a big team, especially in this age group. So for Scotland, it's going to be about adjusting and seeing how they can change their style of play rather than get into the basket as easily. They might have to do something a little bit more different.
And is that sometimes a little bit difficult to come up against, because when you're playing in the National League throughout the regular season, you might not come up against teams with the size that we're seeing against England?
Yeah, definitely.
On England, sorry.
I think especially in this age group, it's unique that England are this tall. I mean, I definitely was surprised when I came in. So yeah, it's something that they may not have come up against a lot. Obviously, that's a challenge for the coaches as well, to see which players in their team will be able to handle that.
As Smith gets her own rebound, and again, Alexander comes away with it, but Malik steals it away, and we've seen Mojan Malik do that so many times throughout the course of her very young career, but she uses that really long wingspan. She's able to read those passing lanes very well.
And she didn't give up on the play. Even though the ball had turned over to Scotland, she was fighting for it.
As Alexander for Scotland goes against Okoli, keeps the ball alive, and Alexander can't get the shot to drop. Smith tips it, and England will have the ball, foul on the floor. So it's just assistant coach Callum Knox there doing was just a very animated jump on the sideline. So substitution for Scotland as Timi Alassi checks into the game. And Sham Al-Zubi takes a seat. So England ball, it's a 2-0 lead for Scotland. Just a couple of minutes gone. Smith finds Malik. And that'll be a backcourt violation.
Great defense there by Scotland.
We saw Scotland earlier with a big win over Wales. Grace Alexander led the way with 22 points and 3 rebounds. Muir against Dinu. Oh, passing inside to the cutting. Muir gets the ball back and finishes at the rim. As Scotland putting on the full court pressure here. Okoli takes it for England, takes it all the way, runs into traffic, and a foul's called, so Chantel Okoli will head to the foul line. So Okoli playing her basketball this season for the Milton Keynes Breakers, and we saw her out here just earlier this month, Eve, playing for the under-14 and under-16 Breakers at the Junior Final Fours.
Yeah, this is something that's so good for these young players. At this time of year especially, there's a lot of opportunity to come and play at these big shows. And yeah, they're only going to be building confidence.
As Okoli gets the second free throw. It's a 6-2 England lead. And a foul will be called on the floor.
It's nice to see that much hustle after already playing today.
It is, isn't it? That these players are showing absolutely no signs of being tired. And also, the first game was at 9:30 this morning, and players just came out absolutely firing.
Yeah, I'm not sure you'd see this in many other age groups.
So, sideline ball for Scotland. And over on court 2. Ireland girls have a 10-6 lead over Wales. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. So, oh, it's an England sideline ball. So, Malik will inbound. So, England up 4 here in the first quarter. Head coach Bart Sengers for Scotland, previously with the Caledonia Pride in the WBBL. Very experienced coach out there on the sideline for Scotland. As Okoli gets it over the halfway line. Okoli finds Dinu. Good defense there from Emma Harbisher. As Cornford for England spins out to Malik. Malik tips the ball into the corner, time running down. Dinu at the end of the clock, and good defense there from Scotland to run the clock down. Okoli to Malik. Back to Okoli. Okoli, oh, nice finish from the left-hand side.
It's really good to be able to go after being pressured that much on defense the play before, and then to still remain composed and take it to the basket. It shows a lot of maturity, especially for younger players.
As 3 is nothing but net for Emma Harbisher. Had 17 points earlier against Wales and 9 steals. She's showing us exactly what she can do out there on court. Dinu keeps the ball in England's hands. Cornford has Okoli. Okoli pulls up and nothing but net. And you mentioned it just before, Eve, but having that confidence when you're anticipating the contact or the pressure, it's a really difficult thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we'd said before, Scotland have come out with a different intensity for this game. They've had to kind of adjust a little bit. They're now shooting a little bit more outside as well. And then to be able to face that intensity and to be able to still stick to your own play and stay confident that you know what you're going to do, it's so impressive.
As we'll see Molly Windle and Taz Kacinda check in for England. As Gay and Malik go for the jump ball, and it will be England possession. Moshe Malik had those 10 steals earlier, and Emma Harbisher had 9 for Scotland, so I'm excited to see what on earth they're going to do in this game.
Yeah.
So England ball from the sideline, Akoli into Malik. Malik working against Gay. Dinu. And ball's knocked away. We'll go with Scotland. And it's just a 5-point lead for England here, but Scotland have really been putting on the defensive pressure.
Yeah, I feel like for this, the Home Nations tournament is very unique for this style of basketball. They don't get a lot of time to prepare as a team, so you don't see a lot of set plays or a lot of that sort of chemistry. So you have to step up on defense with that intensity to get the turnovers and get more opportunities on offense. So I think it's unique to this sort of tournament, but it's good to see.
You're not going to have a lot of prep time, are you? And there's players have come from different clubs around the country to come together. There might be 1 or 2 players on the same team, but as you said, you've got to learn to play with them.
Yeah, and you tend to find those matchups during the game as well. You'll tend to find who works best together, like the 2-man game, that kind of thing. You're not always going to find that in practice. So as a coach, I feel like it's such a hard job, but if you've got players that are willing to put the work in and play with that intensity, it makes it a lot easier.
We definitely saw a nice link up between Mojan Malik and Satira Smith in the first game. Mojan around the outside finding Smith just underneath the basket with those bullet passes. As Scotland have the ball on the end line. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Gay. To Muir. Alassi on the baseline. And the ball stays with Scotland. Emily Seago having checked in for Scotland on that last substitution. Seago, a player that was out here with the under-14 Scotland team last year. She's so quick out there on court as she gets the handoff. Gay, 4 seconds on the clock, puts it up, can't get the bounce. And Windle secures the rebound. Kacinda over to Malik. Malik, time and space for 3. Off the back iron. And basket's waved off a travel call on England.
That's an unlucky call. I felt like they did well to get a shot up then. It looked a little bit like miscommunication, a little bit chaotic, but they did well to get to the basket.
And sometimes that's half the battle, isn't it? Especially in tournaments like this, when, like we said, we're playing with new players, being able to get the shot you want. Eventually the shot's going to drop. Nobody at any level hits shots 100% of the time. So being able to get yourself into those positions where you can get a shot is you've done half the work.
It's absolutely.
So foul on England. Scotland ball from the sideline. As Ayla McFarlane subs in alongside Zara Shinu for Scotland. So sideline ball for Scotland. Oh, I think we were just caught on camera there. Alexander takes it to the basket, spins. Too strong, Malik's there for the rebound. Diana Jade Anderson into the game for England. Gets the whistle, and that'll send her to the foul line for a chance at 2. And Denia Jade Anderson playing for Team Wolverhampton Slam. She was with the under-14 Tri-Nations team last year and also in 2023, so a player that's moved up the age group, spent 2 years with the under-14s, now moved up to the under-15s, and that's the kind of the benefit of this pathway, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see you get a lot of the same players like coming through the whole program, and it kind of eliminates what we just spoke about this is the first time they kind of see each other. Actually, they tend to see each other year on, year out, and it does help in the long run.
So we've got 10 players out here for England that were playing at the under-14s level last year. So a couple of new additions, and there'll be players that can... as Anderson steals the ball, takes it all the way. And Anderson takes herself to 3 points as head coach Bart Sengers wants a time out for Scotland as England will take a 13-5 lead. And as I was saying, the 10 players for England that were playing last year at the under-14 level, and that really helps when you've had that experience, and it's something that you can take back as well to your domestic teams when you're playing in National League.
Absolutely, a lot of them will see each other as well throughout the season and in their regular seasons, and it's good for the league, it's good for the program, it's good for the whole kind of pathway as well. Just having that competitive edge, and you start to get to know players, you start to challenge them as well. If someone's excellent on their right hand and you get to know them really well, you might start forcing them onto their left, and then all of a sudden they get really good at that as well. So it's definitely good for just boosting everything, really.
And can it be a little bit strange sometimes? So we've got players out here, so like Mojan Malik was playing against Nala Laycock in the under-16 final, but now they're teammates. So can it be a little bit strange going from playing as an opponent to a teammate, getting used to that?
I think it's definitely a challenge, and I think it's a very new thing for a lot of young players. But actually, it's a really good skill to learn and take into your adult playing career as well. To be able to take that competitiveness from a game and still be able to respect the other players, so that when you play them or you play with them in the same team, you can kind of use each other's abilities or whatever as a team, rather than trying to play off against each other. So it's good to kind of remind players as well that what happens on the court stays on the court, no matter how competitive it gets. And actually, you can use each other to go and win games after as well.
Because I bet there's some players that you come up against and you're like, oh no, I've got to defend them. But then when they're on your team, you're like, yes. I've got
Yeah, absolutely.
So teams coming back out on court. It's a 13-5 lead for England over Scotland. Everybody needs to tuck their shirts in, because I feel like we keep having stoppages for people to tuck their shirts in.
It's nice to see some actual fitting kits though. I remember when I used to play at this age, all the kits would be twice too big for me.
Down to your knees and sticking them in.
Rolling them up.
So Scotland ball. And Alexander driving to the basket. Ball's picked up by Malik. Has Kacinda racing up ahead, and Emily Seago, that's what she does. Comes out of nowhere, knocks the ball out of bounds because she's so fast.
Smallest player on the court, doesn't matter.
She's exactly what she did last year. I've been telling everybody about how fast Emily Seago is. So England inbound, Malik into Windle. Malik gets it back. Chases down her own rebound and cleans up the glass, and Mojan Malik does that so well. She has that really long reach. A lot of the time she's able to keep the ball above players' heads. And a blocking foul called on England as Timi Elassie will go to the foul line, a chance for 2. And Emma Harbisher checks back in for Scotland. And that's something we're going to see a lot of, Eve, today, isn't it? Quick substitutions, coaches using their benches a lot because they have really deep benches.
Absolutely, and also they don't have a set team like you would see in more domestic clubs. You'd tend to see their kind of go-to starting 5. But like we said earlier, they're experimenting. They're looking for which matchups kind of work well together on the day. And as we said before, this England team is completely different to the Welsh team they saw this morning. So they have to keep changing, keep experimenting, keep seeing what's going to work, and allowing the players to kind of play freely as well.
Absolutely. As Kacinda lays it in for 2. And England stretch the lead up to 12. Harbashia shot short, and will go out of bounds. England will get it back. And we'll have a substitution for England as Satira Smith checks into the game for England. Molly Windle heads to the bench. And it will be England ball, 2:41 to play in the quarter. Malik had a triple-double earlier against Wales. Anderson steps through, high off the glass. What a shot!
That footwork as well, the little drop step before she went, that is very impressive.
Tanaya Anderson up to 5 points. So Scotland ball from the baseline. Seago. Shenu. Back to Seago. Seago with space. I think Kacinda got a hand on that. Looked like she just deflected the shot.
It did.
And Laycock fighting for the rebound. It's Mojan Malik that comes up with it, rolls off the rim, tipped back to Malik. Can't finish, but another offensive rebound for England, and Satira Smith. So that'll put a stop to that and puts the ball in the basket. So substitutions for both teams. As India Hansen checks in for Scotland, and we'll see Amelia May, Wesley Marion into the game for the first time. So Seago will inbound for Scotland. Referee's just asking for the shot clock to be reset. Shenu walks, working against Laycock. Pass is knocked away. Anderson going to back it out, passes over to Kacinda. Laycock to Smith. Smith going inside and will draw the foul. And we saw Satira Smith in the game earlier today. I think it was, she drew 4 fouls, 3 in the first half. She's just got a really strong presence inside that she's able to take contact but also finish under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's especially when you're playing against younger players, and you're able to draw the fouls, go into the contact, and kind of notice when players are going to be a little bit lazy and put a hand in, and still be able to keep hold of the ball and go up for the shot. Like it's a really impressive, and it's a useful tool to be able to have.
As Smith hits the first free throw. Player that was out here with the under-14s team at this time last year at the Tri-Nations tournament, came up through the South End Scorpions, goes 2 of 2 from the line. And Sham Al-Zubi finds Seago. Seago with a pass to the basket, puts it in for her first points.
She held her space really well there. She didn't get drawn into what was happening on the other side of the court. She knew that if she stayed there, waited it out.
Because you know someone's coming.
Absolutely, trust your teammates.
And Scotland force the turnover, will get the ball back. And a substitution for Scotland as Sophie Cumming checks into the game. Emma Harbisher heads to the bench. Harbisher with 3 points for Scotland. Ball's intercepted by Laycock. Kacinda. Smith round to Laycock. Laycock tips it. It's Seago that comes away with it. Seago, extra pass over to Sophie Cumming. First time out on court, first basket. And that's a great decision, isn't it, from Emily Seago, that she could see her teammate up ahead had a better look.
Yeah, definitely. It could be really easy to think, oh, I might go for it myself. But she did really well to pass that. And a tough putback.
That is a tough putback. 16 seconds in the first quarter. Shenu looks to take it inside. Seago's there.
I don't think she was expecting that then.
And a quick substitution with just under 6 to go. We'll have Nikita Cornford back into the game and Alicia Camacho. So it will be England ball, 5.9 seconds on the clock. So that's time here to get a good look for England. So let's see what they set up. Kacinda, 5 seconds. We'll need to get it over the line, 3 seconds. Kacinda, round to Camacho, that'll be after the buzzer. So at the end of the first quarter, it's a 25-9 lead for England over Scotland. England having been led by 6 points from Chantel Okoli and also 6 from Satira Smith, who also has 6 rebounds. And for Scotland, Emma Harbisher with 3 points for Scotland. And this is something we have mentioned, and me and Isha mentioned. It's not necessarily about the scoreline through some of these games. It's the learning experience out there on court. And we've seen a lot of positives there from Scotland. They might be down, but they've been moving the ball very well.
Yeah, I would say that the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect how this game has gone either. I think definitely going into the last few minutes of that quarter, Scotland held the momentum and kind of led the charge a little bit. Like you said before, they're just not quite executing on the other end, but that will come. If it doesn't come today, it'll probably come in the next few years or whatever. Like, they'll build on that. Finishing is something that you can build on a lot easier than something like effort or intensity or those other fundamentals. So I think it's positive on this side of things.
Absolutely, and effort is definitely something neither of these teams are short of. So if we just head over to court one, the Ireland girls have a 27-15 lead over Wales in the second quarter. Ireland have been led by 6 points from Kayla Wall and Georgia Ryan off the bench with 8 points. And for Wales, it's been Chloe Hall with 9 points leading the way. So coming up after this game at 5:30, we've got the England boys against the Scotland boys here on court 2. And the Wales boys against the Ireland boys on court 1. You can catch all those games live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Or if you're in Manchester, come on down to the National Basketball Performance Centre. Come and make some noise with this crowd.
Yeah, come and add to the noise.
Yeah, it's not loud enough. So it's definitely loud enough. Oh, there we are. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for watching on the Basketball England YouTube channel. We're getting ready for the second quarter between England girls and Scotland girls. It will be Scotland ball as Emily Seago will inbound. And the ball's intercepted. Camacho finds Cornford. Casinda over to Smith. Smith, Camacho in the corner. Back to Camacho, time running down, 3 seconds. Won't drop, Seago with the rebound. And Casinda can't quite save it inside the line. She tried a little ballet toe tip there, but it will be Scotland ball. So Seago into Shenu. Back to Seago, 5 seconds. Seago on the baseline. Over to Al-Zubi, needs to put something up. I'll just be too much time on the clock. And this is something as well that you need to adjust to as well, isn't it, Eve? So it's a very loud environment. Shot clock's running down. You might not always hear the time being called, but also you might not be used to playing with a shot clock above the basket like it is and in certain places. Yeah,
I mean, also, they might not even be used to having a shot clock. I know a lot of the, obviously referees are counting it, but they don't always get it super accurate, so it can be something to adjust to. But
like actually having a physical shot clock to
yeah, and
see
also I think it's actually a positive to see both teams playing through a shot clock. Like, obviously you don't want to not be able to get a shot up every play, but it shows that they're not being selfish, they're sharing the ball, and they're being patient, looking for a good look. So obviously you don't want to see it the whole game, but I think it is actually a positive for them.
Shenu fouled under the basket. Scotland will keep the ball. And Zara Shenu, a really talented footballer as well. She's a two-sport player, so she's definitely able to use some of that footwork and skills that she does when she's playing football and bring it onto the basketball court.
There's a lot to be said for being a multi-sport athlete for as long as you can be, because it not only helps with longevity of your body as well, but just all the different skills you learn and your IQ of just general team sports would just, yeah, it's super useful for young players especially.
It's so impressive as well to see when we've had players like Katie Cox representing England. As Al-Zubi banks in a big three for Scotland. That was a huge three. As she picks up the steal, tips it to Shenu. Chenu gonna take it all the way, just slips, I think, on the floor. And it will be England ball, but great hustle there from Scotland.
It's great to see. As soon as there's a lot of energy in the room, and every time someone does something good down one end, they get that buzz, they go back down the other end, and then they get a steal or get a stop or whatever. It just shows that the energy that comes from the bench and the crowd, it really does feed the players.
And so, and a lot of people think, oh, you get a good shot, you get a really buzz from the crowd, but it's a defensive stop as well, isn't it, that can really pump you up.
And your team as well, just being able to do that and completely change the momentum of a game, you can't really describe the feeling.
As Muir for Scotland, flips it up, won't drop. And I think everyone stopped there. They heard a whistle, but it was from the other court as Cornford for England stops, takes her time, puts the ball in the basket. Al-Zubi. Ball's out of bounds, will go with England, and that's something as well players need to get used to. We talked about it at Junior Final Fours, but we've got 2 games going on, so sometimes you'll hear a whistle or something going on one court, and you sort of think it's on this court, so players can stop, and it's not actually a whistle.
Yeah, it's something that affects, well, like we saw it a few weekends ago as well. Just, it's something about this nature of these tournaments. It's very complicated, but it throws us off sometimes as well.
As Okoli has Malik. Malik thought about the shot. Smith goes baseline, hangs in the air. And an and-one opportunity for Satira Smith. And just as she did it in the first game, just continues to score for England, draws those fouls and gets herself to the foul line.
She was able to control the ball then in the air as well, kind of readjusting mid-shot just to get it off the glass as well. Shows a lot of strength.
Because that's really difficult to do, isn't it? It looks like some players make things look really easy that are actually really difficult to do.
Yeah, and it just feels unnatural as well, trying to move the basketball like mid-shot while you've already found your rhythm. But yeah, it just shows it can make everything so much easier.
Alexander to Muir. Al-Zubi cutting inside, fouls called, reaching inside. But that was a great cut from Al-Zubi, one of the players, again, that was out here at the under-14s level for Scotland last year. So building those connections with her teammates. Gay into Alexander. Alexander working, reverse layup doesn't go, but she gets the foul call. So Grace Alexander goes to the line. And Alexander will be representing Scotland at the under-17 home nations, so playing across 2 age groups. She's with the Highland Bears this season and was named the under-16 SBC Scottish Cup MVP when she had 29 points and 12 rebounds. She's a real talent to watch out there.
Yeah, she looks like she's. You can tell that she's got that experience as well. She plays with confidence. She's not phased if she misses a shot.
2 of 2 from the line for Alexander. And it's a 5-all quarter so far. 7:10 to play here in the second. As Okoli, she gets the whistle, and Chantel Okoli will go to the foul line. So Chantel Okoli, under-14 MVP at the Junior Final Fours this year for the Milton Keynes Breakers. Had 18 points and 14 rebounds in the final, 21 points and 14 rebounds in the semi-final, and then played at the under-16 level in the semis and dropped 20 points and 17 rebounds again. So such consistency across 2 age groups.
Yeah, you tend to find when younger players play up, sometimes they move to different positions, they have to play a different role within the team. But I think at this age group, you can carry that through both age groups, because if you're really good here, you're probably still going to be really good in the next one as well.
I remember seeing Chloe Vella, who plays for Richmond, a few years ago, playing under 16s, and I was like, oh, she's a really good 16-year-old. Turned out she was under 14, and she was playing up as well, and I was like, wow, she's an exceptional under 14.
Yeah. There's not a lot that kind of differentiates between these age groups, really.
Is it after that note, it starts to kind of pull away, 18s, 20s?
Yeah, I think the 16 to 18s, you start to see a difference. I feel like, especially, they start lifting, they go to the gym, the physicality starts to change, and then when you move into like National League, Division 1, that kind of thing, the intensity really ramps up.
So England ball from the baseline. And Malik finds Cornford. Malik stepping inside all the way. And Malik up to 6 points, increases the lead for England. Alexander going against the Coley. Oh, it was a tough move from Alexander.
You can tell there's a difference between the beginning of the game, where she was kind of trying to go through the contact, which she probably was able to do against Wales. She's now using more footwork, kind of faking out, and now she's getting rewarded with the points as well.
Because as you said, it's an adjustment, so Wales are a relatively undersized team, so Scotland are able to do things that they wouldn't be able to do against this England team.
Yeah, definitely, and she's a lot stronger. She is able to kind of go through that contact, but she is slightly undersized compared to the England team, so I think that's what she faced at the beginning, just a little bit of a wall when she was going in for the layups. But yeah, now she's able to draw the fouls, and like I said, using that footwork, a little bit of a spin move. It's good to see she's able to make those adjustments within a half, let alone a game.
I was going to say that must be difficult to be able to do without, I take it like she's not gone on the bench in a timeout and no one said to her, she's just been able to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's probably come from her experience of playing the age group above and just playing a lot in general. You start to learn those skills of, oh, if something's not working, what can I do differently? But yeah, it's still impressive that she can do that within 10 minutes.
So a lead for England, 35-16, with 6:29 to play. Mojan Malik with 8 points and Satira Smith with 9 for England. And for Scotland, Grace Alexander leading the way with 4 points. Alexander had 22 points against Wales earlier this morning. Probably not even 2 hours ago, I'm going to say. They probably didn't finish that long ago.
Yeah, I feel like time is not a thing anymore.
Especially at tournaments like this. It's just like, okay, what game have we got next? And players will show absolutely no signs of fatigue. So coming back out on court. And let's see if Scotland can chip into this England run. It's been a 10-7 run for England this quarter, as Al Zubi will inbound for Scotland. Al Zubi playing for the Caledonia Gladiators high performance program this year as well. He's playing on the Glasgow Storm. There's a lot of exciting things happening in Scottish basketball, and especially the Caledonia Gladiators and the SLB. As Dinu has Windle up ahead, and Molly Windle lays it in for 2. Gets her first points of the game. Alexander with a deep 3, won't drop. Windle with the rebound. Malik working against Gay. Has Windle. Okoli. Okoli spinning to the basket. Oh, what a finish. Puts in the halfway mark of the first half. Alexander. Windle has it for England, over to Okoli. Malik kicks it out to the corner, and a blocking foul called inside. So England ball from the sideline. And we'll see Emma Harbisher and Timmy Elassie check in for Scotland as Grace Alexander and Layla Muir head to the bench. So sideline ball, Malik will inbound. The under-16 National Cup MVP for the Manchester Mystics, Mojan Malik this year. Drives inside, too strong, gets her own rebound, looks to back it down. Kacinda, 2 seconds. England gonna have to put something up here or the shot clock will run down. And that will give the ball back to Scotland. Harbisher pulls up from the foul line. Mojan Malik with another rebound. She's up to 7. As Smith up ahead, takes it to the basket and will draw the foul. So Sataria Smith heads back to the foul line.
I think that's a good foul there. It kind of took the oomph out of England's momentum there, for lack of a better word.
No, that's the exact word I'd been looking for.
But yeah, I don't think she realised how good of a play that was actually.
So Smith at the line, because if you're going to foul as well, you don't want to foul and cause an and one. You want to foul,
yeah,
and stop the shot.
And it wasn't unsportsmanlike. She was pretty close to having the ball there as well. So I mean, I would rather give up two free throws than let that layup happen and then again go straight back into defense.
Make them work for it.
Yeah, and it just gives everyone a bit of a break as well. Regain composure.
So 2 of 2 from the line for Smith. As Chantelle Coley will check back in for England and Sataria Smith heads to the bench. Smith leading all scorers with 11 points so far. She's got 9 rebounds, looking at a double-double here in the first half. So Scotland ball from the baseline. England will pick up full court here. Seago into Al-Zubi. Elassie. Elassie driving inside, gets the whistle, and Timmy Elassie goes to the line for 2. And that'll be the 3rd team foul on England this quarter, as we'll have a timeout called before the free throws. So it's been a 16-7 run.
Yeah, 14 fouls for both teams, so it's and there's quite a long time left in the quarter as well. So I think that would be interesting to see if they can take advantage of that now.
And yeah, so both teams can look to take advantage of that. So a 16-7 run for England there this quarter. Again, the score doesn't really reflect what we feel like we've been seeing out on court and the hustle from Scotland.
Yeah, definitely. I think every time I look at it, I'm actually surprised, because I would say that they're kind of neck and neck really in terms of the way that the momentum's been going, the amount of steals they've got. I just think, yeah, England are doing a really good job of getting to the line.
Yeah, England having drawn 7 fouls, and Scotland 10. So I'd have felt like, if you'd asked me, I'd have felt like it was the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
But leading the way, Sataria Smith having a huge game, those 11 points and 9 rebounds. Leading the way for Scotland, it's Grace Alexander on 4 points. And 32 points in the paint for England. And you can see that that's kind of their game plan, isn't it? They have players like Sataria Smith, Molly Windle, who are going to go inside. Mojan Malik as well. Like they like to play underneath the basket.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of being able to use their footwork as well to get to the basket and kind of weave in and out of defenders. I think, especially for this age group, if the shots aren't dropping, that's the way you want to go. You don't want to try and keep forcing that, because it can only just knock confidence if you're missing shots, especially in where there's lots of people around. It's very loud in here. You kind of want to share the ball, get to the basket as much as you can.
And it's working very well for them.
It is.
As Elassie gets the second free throw. As Malik has the ball for England. Anderson. Oh, what a pass to Windle.
I don't think she expected that.
Just a shovel pass underneath. Malik, three's up. Too strong. Anderson and Kacinda, I think, fighting for the rebound as Timmy Lassie got a hand on that, but both players from England going up for that. And it will be Scotland ball. Gay, picked off by Okoli, and Okoli will lay it in for two. Al-Zubi keeps it with Scotland. And Bagaza with a big shot. Takes the contact as well, got a chance at a three-point play, but Shinaz Bagaza with a crazy circus shot.
And a great pass as well. Like that whole play, they nearly lost it. It was right by the halfway line. They were able to stay composed. She got a really nice wraparound pass, and then, yeah, great finish.
And Shinaz Bagaza was out here with the under-14 team last year. Can't get the free throw to go, but Bagaza was actually got a bit of an ankle injury in the first game, so wasn't able to play the other games last year. And it's really great to be able to see her out here, back out on court, because it's tough to pick up an injury like that in a tournament in the first game.
Absolutely, it can knock your confidence as well when you come back here and you're thinking, oh, is it going to happen again, or am I going to be able to kind of step up now? But yeah, as soon as you get on court, it's just the same as any other game.
Amy Gay driving floaters up, spins out. Anderson with the rebound for England. Cornford spinning to the basket, uses the glass, and Nikita Cornford. Al-Zubi at the other end for Scotland, saves it in, but it's into the hands of Kacinda. Malik calling for it up ahead. Won't fall, and it tips out of bounds by Seago. Malik into Anderson. Okoli. Cornford with a long three, too strong, ball's tipped. Alassi stepping through, foul's called, and Timmy Alassi will go back to the foul line, and she deserved that. She looks.
I thought it was a bit of a late call, to be honest. I was like, is she gonna get it? But yeah, she definitely worked hard for that one.
She looked after that. Oh,
yeah, that time.
So Nala Laycock in for England, but Timmy Alassi, so she's playing for the Glasgow Storm. Her age group, but also playing for the senior women's team. So getting, as you mentioned earlier, getting some of that experience at a higher level. Had 13 points against the Renfrew Rocks back in January. Was with Lords Secondary School last year as she gets the roll on the first free throw. Takes us to 2 points, a rebound and an assist. Takes Scotland up to 20. Anderson. Kacinda from three. Malik with the rebound. Doesn't go, gets her own rebound again. And Mojan Malik with 9 rebounds, 6 of them offensive. That's so tough.
Yeah, it shows that she's really fighting for the rebounds. And she's both sides of the floor, she's everywhere. Like, everywhere I look, she's there. She's got the ball in her hand, or she's fighting for it.
Well, it's tipped, or yeah, she's got a part to play, hasn't she, in it, as she gets the first free throw. It was named to the All-Star 5 at the under-16 level at Junior Final Fours this year. Was All-Star 5 at under-14s the year before. Was a Tri-Nations under-14 All-Star. She's an All-Star all the time, is Moja Malik, because that's what happens when you have triple doubles with steals.
It's just light work for her.
Isn't it? It's an average day at the office for Mojan.
It's what you expect.
Seago. Pass picked off by Anderson. Danaya Anderson for England against Al-Zubi. Cornford. Back out to Anderson. And picked up by Elassie, and will just be a step out of bounds. Scotland will get the ball back. And if we look at the score in this quarter, Eve, so 9 points in the first quarter for Scotland, 11 this quarter, so they've been building on that, and it's an improvement on what they've done in the first.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're doing a really good job now of adjusting on offense. They are slowly starting to build on that, getting to the basket a little bit more, getting a few more foul calls as well. I think for them defensively, they're doing a really good job at getting stops and putting that pressure on. But I think it's about playing to the end of the offense now, kind of trying to play that defense all the way, running the shot clock out, and then finishing the play. I think they're getting a little bit handsy on defense, just throwing a few too many fouls in and allowing England to get to the line.
Maybe something to look at to try and correct at half-time when they go into the locker room.
Yeah, I think that's it's more of a team kind of tactic, really. Just what can they do differently to kind of be a little bit more wholesome on defense.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked that word, but
I think it's a good word, though. I like it. So Scotland at ball from the end line. Elassie will inbound. Finds Seago. Back into Elassie. You can see there Moja Malik using her length to knock the ball away, but it's Elassie that comes up with the possession. Fouls on the floor, but both teams over the limit. So Timi Elassie will go back to the foul line.
I think we'll see a lot of that now, like just to tie out the half. They're both on team fouls. You're going to be driving to the basket as much as you can. I think, like you said, Timi's been playing up with the seniors as well. That physicality is really showing here now. She's able to go through the contact and draw the fouls, even though you may not have thought that was going to be a great shot for the layup, but the defense was in the wrong position. She took advantage of that.
And she'll go 2 of 2 from the foul line. And it is a case, isn't it? You play against bigger age groups, you play against more contact, and just by the nature of playing against older players. Yeah,
definitely. And also, they tend to be in better positions defensively. They tend to be able to get stops easier. So when you go down an age group, it's so much easier.
Moja Malik spinning to the basket using the glass. Sorry to cut you off there, Eve.
No, that was impressive. I saw it in the corner of my eye. I was like, wait.
She was just, I think we see it there, spinning, hanging in the air, takes the contact and goes to the foul line.
Circus play.
It was. As shot doesn't drop, but offensive rebound for Wesley Marion. She'll get the ball back. Malik, 5 seconds, long 3 from Malik, bounces off the back iron. Kacinda skies in for the rebound. Taz Kacinda does that so well, playing for the Manchester Mystics. With 5 seconds on the clock, 4 seconds. Laycock, long 3, doesn't go again. Kacinda's there for the rebound and puts the ball back in the basket.
That was quite funny. I think she got away with a double dribble there, and she was kind of stood there like, oh, but there was no call, so play to the whistle.
And ball's out of bounds. Gonna go back with England. So 39.2 seconds to go in the half. Laycock. Kacinda. Over to Cornford. Cornford. And basket's waved off. Travel called. So Scotland ball, 2-second difference between the shot and game clock. Gay. Oh, great move there to get free from Laycock. As ball's out of bounds, Scotland have it. Yeah, into Gay. Hands off to Al-Zubi. And an offensive foul called. Was that off the ball?
I think it was the screen.
Ah. So it'll be England ball with 12.5 seconds. So we'll have a timeout as head coach Caitlin Riley will draw something up here for England. And we spoke about it being a learning experience for players, but also for coaches as well. So 12.5 seconds left. A coach you've got time to run a play, set something up here.
Yeah, I think this is actually one of the most challenging kind of scenarios for a coach. You've got a lot of young players that you've probably only just seen a few times, and then you're playing against a team that you probably also have never seen before. So it's you've got to try and take what you know, and then obviously just learning from the game, like what's happening in the moment. Obviously, it's quite a comfortable lead at the moment for England, so she's probably able to experiment a little bit and have a little bit more fun with it, especially with some of the players that are popping off at the moment. She can probably just put them in some good positions.
She's got a lot of choice out there, hasn't she, to pick from. And it's always like we talk about, you know, England might have a comfortable lead, but this is a real game situation for a coach to be able to draw up a play, so that if you're in a situation where it's a 1-point game in a qualification match, you've got that experience and know what it's like.
Yeah, absolutely. Every second counts. So if you're one of those coaches that's able to kind of capitalize on those small plays and be experienced enough to pick the players that are gonna succeed in those high intense moments, like I think it's underrated role from a coach. Like that's a very hard thing to do, and some coaches are really good at it, and yeah, it shows. They win games.
And as a coach yourself as well, when you draw something up and it's executed perfectly coming out of the timeout, how good is that?
It's amazing. And you take 100% responsibility. If it doesn't go so well, you're like, it's okay.
So teams coming back out on court, 12.5 seconds. England have the ball in the backcourt. So they'll look to get it over the line quite quickly here. As Kacinda has it for England, 10 seconds. Good D there from Gay. Cornford, hands off to Malik. Malik looking to go to the basket, waved off as a travel.
I saw the vision.
Could see what they were going for.
Yeah.
So 2 seconds for Scotland. They're going to have a catch and a heave here. So let's see what they do with 2 seconds to go. And time will run down. So at the end of the first half, it's a 50-22 lead for England over Scotland. England have been led by Chantal Okoli, 11 points for her, 3 players on 11 points. Mojan Malik also on 11 with 11 rebounds, a double-double for her. Satira Smith on 11 points and 9 rebounds. And for Scotland, Grace Alexander on 4 points, Timi Elassi on 4 points with 3 rebounds and an assist and a steal for Scotland. So for England, very consistent for England, 25 points in the first quarter, 25 points in the second quarter. They've been doing what they needed to do. Yeah,
they've stayed very composed. You haven't seen a lot of adjustments from England. I think they were comfortable in the beginning, comfortable now. They're probably going to stick to the same sort of script for the next half.
And for Scotland, a improved second quarter with 13 points, but we're just going to head over courtside as Isha Nair has Donnie McDonald. She's going to catch a word with him about the Scottish programme. Over to you, Isha.
Thanks, Kaz. Yeah, I'm here now courtside with GB Under-16s girls head coach Donnie McDonald. Donnie, pretty decent day so far. What have you thought of it?
Yeah, the first games were obviously fairly one-sided. England have then shown that they're strong across the board by putting in a really strong first half there against Scotland. But it's just nice to see the best from each of the countries competing hard and representing the jerseys.
Yeah, definitely. So how important do you think it is that we have a home nations tournament like this and get all the teams playing against each other?
I think it's absolutely vital, you know. Whilst we are GB, everyone still wants to represent England, Scotland, Wales. It's the step towards being a GB player. You know, the level is much higher than it is at club level. It's higher than it is at regions level. So getting together and just taking that step to a higher level of basketball can only help prepare for those players who are ready to be GB players in the summer.
Yeah, so what do you think of the talent that's been on showcase so far today?
No, good. Obviously, I followed these players over the last couple of years. A number of them were at the under-14s last year, so I think it's really important that we have that opportunity to follow them through the age groups, and we see some real improvements. A handful of these girls were at the GB Combine in January, and seeing improvement in them even just since January. So, no, it's a really nice way to evaluate how our best talent is progressing over the course of the years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, the start of the regular season's finished now. Start of the summer, the international summer, it's quite busy. Are you looking forward to this summer?
Yeah, it's a really exciting summer coming ahead. Obviously, for the GB Under-16 women, we have Division A, and our first opponent's Spain, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking going into that level of competition, but you want to test yourself against the best, and there's no better. So you know, we've got an exciting preparation with games here in the UK, and then going overseas to play preparation games, and then going to, you know, the top tournament in Europe for our age group. So very, very exciting summer, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a great experience. I hope all goes well when you're there, but thanks for taking time to speak to me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and yeah, have fun, I guess.
Thank you.
Isha there with Donny McDonald. A lot of exciting things happening in Scottish basketball. The Caledonia Gladiators and their new venue at PlaySport Arena. You played up there?
I have. It's very impressive. Yeah.
So we spoke about England and their consistency in the first half, but a much improved second quarter for Scotland, a 9-point first quarter, 13-point second quarter. What do they want to kind of look to adjust going into the third?
I think, like we spoke about before, there is they do need to try and share the ball a little bit more, trying to adjust to the defense that England is putting on. They have shown glimpses of that going into the second quarter, but yeah, I think offensively they're probably just gonna try and play with a little bit more composure, use the shot clock, and then defensively, yeah, just playing the whole shot clock, the whole 24 seconds, fighting to the right. We always say fight till the 25th second, so you've actually gone through everything, and yeah, try to keep your hands out as well. I think they've been getting a few too many fouls, or both teams have really, but yeah, the refs are calling pretty much everything, so yeah, play with your body, not your hands.
That's good advice. So if we take a look over on court one, the Island girls have a 53-28 lead over Wales as they're in the third quarter. Wales have been led by 9 points from Chloe Hall. She's got a rebound and 2 assists as well. And for Island girls, it is Sarah Hawken, 11 points leading the way. So me and Eve are going to take a quick break for half time, and we'll be back with you in around 8 minutes time. So stay tuned to the Basketball England YouTube channel as we've got the second half coming up. passing inside to the cutting. Muir gets the ball back to Okoli. Okoli, oh, nice finish from the left-hand side. As three is nothing but has Kacinda racing up ahead, and oh, Emily Seago. Anderson steps through, high off the glass. What a shot! Finds Seago. Seago with a pass to the basket, puts it in. Extra pass over. With it, Seago. Extra pass over. Well, to see when we've had players like Katie Fox representing England. The Azal Zubi from the other court as Cornford for England stops, takes her time, puts the ball in the basket. Smith goes baseline, hangs in the air, and an and one off. Malik stepping inside all the way, going against the Okoli. Oh, it was a tough move from Alexander as Dinu has Windle up ahead, and Molly Windle lays it in for two. Okoli spinning to the basket. Oh, what a finish. Picked off by Okoli, and Okoli will lay it in for two.
So when you go down an age group, it's so much easier.
Mojan Malik Laycock, long three, doesn't go again. Kacinda's there for the rebound and puts the ball back. Oh, passing inside to the cutting. Welcome back into the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. It's the Under-15 Home Nations Tournament weekend as we get ready for the second half here on Court 2 between England and Scotland girls. We've had loads of great action so far. The first half, England coming out strong against Scotland, but Scotland putting on a really tough performance and much improved performance in the second quarter. So going to be interested to see how they come out of half-time, what adjustments they're going to make. And as we've been saying all day long, the whole purpose of this tournament is to give players an opportunity out there to play at a high level, at an international level. It's a real great learning experience for players and coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. They probably won't remember the scoreline in years to come, but the other things they will take from this, they will remember. So it's definitely, at this age, it feels like the be-all and end-all, but to be honest, the stuff they're going to learn here is going to be so crucial for their development. So, yeah, I think that will be something that the coaches will definitely be reminding them.
And the purpose of the Home Nations Invitational Tournament, so we have the Under-15s, Under-14s and Under-17s, so all taking place over this summer, over June. And the purpose really is to help GB coaches identify players for that GB pathway, give them an opportunity to work with players over a bit of a longer period than they had when they had the set age groups at 16s and 18s.
Yeah, absolutely. So the coaches to kind of see those players, but also expose the players to this sort of environment, especially if they're going to play international tournaments. The environments at those games is like this, but 10 times more. It's like, it's so loud, so warm. They're allowed anything and everything in the gym. So it's good exposure as well for the girls that do end up going to play at those tournaments.
And even in cases as well, like, so Ireland will have obviously travelled over, they'll have stayed over, so will Scotland and Wales likely. It's a case of getting to know your teammates off the court as well, isn't it? And having those experiences of travelling. Yeah,
absolutely. And kind of growing that appreciation as well for having those bonds between teammates on and off the court. They're learning that that's a crucial part of the game too.
As Mojan Malik starts off the third quarter with a steal and a finish.
That's the exact same start as the beginning of the game as well.
It was, wasn't it? That's what she does so well. She just reads those passing lanes. As the ball's knocked out of bounds. So coming up after this game at 5:30 on the Basketball England YouTube channel, we've got the England and Scotland boys here on court 2 and the Wales and Ireland boys on court 1. As Gay chases down the ball, will just step. Oh, that'll be a backcourt violation. So it'll be England ball. Cornford over to Malik.
She did a good job not to step over the line there.
Very good awareness as Malik gets the ball back. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Dumps it inside to Smith. That was a great finish there from Smith. And I think I don't know if I mentioned it to you on the stream or off the stream, Eve, but the connection between Mojam Malik and Satira Smith, just absolutely fantastic to see.
Yeah, that's a connection that will last throughout the whole program as well. Because if it starts this early, it'll be scary how good it will be in a few years' time.
If they play together for 5-6 years, yeah, that is a scary prospect for the teams. So other countries, be aware. Malik off the screen from Smith. And a long three. Nikita Cornford hitting from behind the arc. And that is England's first 3 of the game as Alexander drives through the defense. Ball will go back with England, but a great stance there from the England defense, building a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. They've recognised that Scotland are trying to get those foul calls, so they're getting to the spots early, stand in, so they're definitely not going to get that foul call.
Malik driving to the basket, off the glass and in, and a timeout called by Coach Sengers for Scotland as he wants to talk things over from his team. And a quick hot start there from England to start the third.
Yeah, they came out the gates ready to go.
And if we look over on court 1, Ireland with a 72-35 lead over Wales. But out here for England, Mojam Malik 13 points, Satira Smith 13 points, Chantel Okoli 11 points, 3 starters there in double figures. And it shows, we've spoken about it, but the wealth of talent that's out there for all these teams. But if we talk about England for the moment, that's a really, really strong young core.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to see that they're sharing the ball a lot. Pretty much everyone that's touched the floor has scored as well, which is nice. And it's a great position for the coaches to be in as well. They can look anywhere down the bench and they know that they can put someone on and they're going to come impact the game in a positive way.
And for Scotland, so it's Grace Alexander and Timi Elassi leading the way with 4 points each. But as you said, you know, it's not the scoreline that's going to be remembered in this game. It's the impact that players are going to have out there on the court and what they've learned out there.
Yeah, definitely. And still, the percentages don't look awful. They're sharing the ball well. The people that are getting to the basket are putting the ball in the hoop as well, or getting a foul call. So yeah, I think. Obviously, it's not nice to lose, but at the same time, there's a lot of positives to be taken.
Absolutely. So back out on court. And ball's out of bounds. Scotland retain possession. And there'll be a lot that these players take back to their clubs when they're playing in the domestic leagues.
Yeah, definitely. I think even just the point of being here, being part of this tournament, fills these players with a lot of confidence, so able to take that back to their teams, almost have a little bit of a leadership role when they go back, is yeah, it just benefits everyone.
So a backcourt called Scotland, just not able to save it over the line as Malik will inbound. Has Cornford. Hands off to Okoli. Back to Malik. 5 seconds. Cornford works against Al-Zubi. 2 seconds. Malik calling for it behind the three-point line. Doesn't get the roll, but Smith's there for the rebound. Can't finish.
And again.
Just offensive rebounds all over the place for Satira Smith and Mojan Malik as a high arcing shot from Alessa Dinu doesn't drop. And Satira Smith is just working underneath the basket.
Getting those stats up.
Emma Harbisher checks into the game for Scotland. Harbisher. Over to Gay. And Okoli takes the ball away, takes it all the way to the hoop. And Chantal Okoli now up to 13 points personal. Gay playing for the Boromir Blaze this season, also playing for the under-18 Blaze. Again, another player playing across the age groups as Al-Zubi works against Dinu. Great pass over to Gay, who finishes. Okoli takes it to the basket, gets the whistle, and Chantal Okoli will go to the foul line. And she's got such a good way that she gets to the basket, hasn't she, Chantal? She just drives.
Yeah, she's very fast downhill, which is really hard to defend, especially if you're already in a bad defensive position. And yeah, she doesn't get pushed off of her line, which is something a lot of younger players tend to do. Is if there's a defender in the way, they tend to go off and try and fade away from the basket, avoid that contact. She's doing a really good job of sticking to her line, taking the contact, and most of the time she's been finishing as well. So it's good to see.
Second free throw doesn't go. Cornford with the rebound and puts it back up. Oh, did we have a whistle on that? I think she may have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I think so when she got the rebound.
I think that's why she looks a bit.
Yeah.
Did a double take. Harbisher against Windle. Windle steals the ball. Has Dinu up ahead. Knocked out of bounds by Grace Alexander. Grace Alexander getting back, forcing the ball out of bounds and stopping that quick transition. Anderson to Dinu. Dinu doesn't drop. Elassie controls it for Scotland. Finds Al-Zubi for three. Oh, banks it in! Al-Zubi, the bank is open on Saturday afternoon.
I was surprised she didn't get the and one call there as well. I swear I saw her hand.
And Harbisher takes it to the basket, gets the whistle. Foul will be on England.
We've seen a few of these little runs from Scotland, I think, through this whole game. They're just, as soon as they get a little bit of daylight on offense, they tend to go on a little run. But England doing a really good job of kind of stopping that as well.
And like you said, when they've had a big shot like Al-Zubi's three just there, it pumps the bench up, and then you almost see straight away like another big possession.
Everyone kind of follows. They're just like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too. I want a bit of that glory.
So a timeout called. It's a 62-27 lead for England over Scotland, and it's been a 12-8 run for England over Scotland this quarter. But when we come back, it will be shots for Emma Harbisher for Scotland. And Al-Zubi, after that big three, takes her up to 6 points personal. She's got 3 assists and a steal. And I mentioned it before, but she's part of the Caledonia Gladiators high performance program, and that's a program that they've put through and gives players an opportunity to learn from some of the really high quality coaches and players they've got up there, and it sets up a pathway as well to the professional program.
Yeah, absolutely. I was also just watching her in the last couple of minutes. She's talking the whole time to all of her teammates on defense, on offense. She's just talking them through it. There's a couple of them that are doing a really good job of that, but I think that just comes from her experience. She's probably seen some of the older players doing that and sees the benefits of it. Communication is key.
It is, isn't it? You have to have someone out there that's loud as well, and that can, you know, bring the team together as well. We've seen, like, if you're in a huddle, or someone's going on a run, you can just kind of bring people together and say, okay, this is what we can do.
Especially for the Scottish team, there's a few players with a lot of experience, and there's a few players that maybe this is their first time having this sort of experience in this sort of team, or at least at this sort of intensity. So it's nice to be able to look to your own teammates for that sort of confidence and composure to just carry you through as well, reassurance.
And have it out there on the court.
Yeah. I think it can be overwhelming and you almost forget you have a coach on the sidelines. So if you've got someone out there with you.
As baskets good for England. And Nikita Cornford will go to the line. And England just look like they have an answer for everything when Scotland are going on those runs. But Nikita Cornford, playing for the Kingston Lions this season, doesn't get the three-point play. Tries to chase down the rebound. It'll go rolling all the way down here. As a substitution for Scotland, Emily Seago checks in and Emma Harbisher heads to the bench.
Yeah, Nikita's percentages look insane, actually. 100% from three, 80% from field goal. Just, yeah.
That's just very impressive.
Yeah. Speechless.
As we'll see, Alicia Camacho check in, and Alessia Dinu heads to the bench for England. Alexander, just under 6 minutes to play in the third. So Scotland to inbound. Shenu under the basket, doesn't go. Anderson with the rebound, but Alexander fighting for the ball, takes it away. Alexander double teamed. Cornford gets the block and takes the ball back for England as Anderson tries to find a path to the basket. Cornford takes it all the way and finds a gap in the lane. Alassi. And again, that's 2 possessions in a row where Nikita Cornford has just been stood in the way, stood in position. She's not moving her hands down, she's just standing upright.
Yeah, she's doing great defensively, but also on the offensive side of things, she's just doing a really good job of making positive decisions. She's not forcing any shots. She's only shooting when she's 100% confident it's going to go in, and that reflects in her percentages as well.
One of the players I always love to watch that I feel like makes really considered, really calculated decisions like that is Temi Fagbenle. I feel like the shots she takes a very high percentage because she's very aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I think certain players that are able to do that.
Splashes it in from the mid-range.
Those players that are able to do that and be able to remain composed, not play selfish, those are the types of players you want on your team, and those are the ones you'll see in these sorts of programs in the long run.
Alexander has Shenu. Shenu keeps the ball alive. And out to Al Zubi. As ball will go with England. That's a good look for Al Zubi in the corner. You know she's a shooter.
Yeah, I think that's a good shot. You're not going to be mad at that one.
So Anderson for England. Laycock. And just one step too many. So Scotland will get the ball back. And something Isha pointed out earlier in the game, Eve, was earlier in the day, was that some players might not be used to playing with see-through backboards like we have here on the court. So it can be a little change in depth perception. Sometimes when you're shooting can be a little bit strange.
And the lights in here as well, they are super bright, super white lights, and they're kind of speckled around in the ceiling. So for anyone that kind of struggles with that, I know I personally do, that reflecting off the backboard, it's a super thin rim. It's just, it can throw you off, especially if you're used to a certain type of basket.
Yeah, and players won't have had like that. They've had a little bit of practice time, but not, you know, it's not like playing on your home court, is it?
No, and also the floor here is so good that almost that can throw you off as well. It's like too good.
Because you're usually looking for dead spots or something, or extra lines.
Or just like a thick layer of dust, you know.
So refs just confirming. I think they were checking if the basket was going to count. So basket is good. And a chance for a three-point play from Timi Elassie. And she's been able to get herself to the foul line a lot in this game. 8 free throws for Elassie, shooting 50%. And doesn't get it to go, but Grace Alexander there for the rebound. As Anderson will have it for England. Camacho into Windle. Windle doubled. And Scotland pick it up. Alexander pushing the pace, has Seago up ahead, and it'll be a double dribble call. She could see, I think she was looking, she'd got 2 options there, Alzubi to the right and Emily Seago to the left, but maybe just a little bit caught up.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen that a couple of times. A lot of these players are thinking one step ahead, and they almost forget they've still got to pass the ball or dribble it again before they can actually move on.
Anderson's 3 bounces off. Windle gets the rebound, but it's taken away by Shinu. And it will stay Scotland ball. So a substitution for Scotland as Emma Harbisher, oh, no, Ayla McFarlane into the game. And Sham Alzubi takes a seat. Alzubi 6 points, 3 assists and a steal. As Seago finds Alexander, it's picked off by Kacinda. And ball's on the floor. Alexander takes it away. She says, that's mine. And Elassie stepping through. Alexander with a short jumper, splashes it in. And great ball movement there from Scotland. Laycock. And that is Emily Seago just getting a hand on the ball, knocking it away.
Yeah, she saw that she was a bit off balance, and she was like, I don't care. That's mine.
And getting a huge round of applause from the Scotland bench. Emily Seago there as she will inbound. Shinu finds Alexander. Alexander step back from the foul line, gets the roll. Back-to-back baskets for Grace Alexander. And you can see that she's shouting for her team to get back on defense.
She's not giving up on this game.
Anderson finds Malik. Malik with a long 2 off the rim. Ball's loose, Anderson has it. England with another chance here in the 3rd. Anderson in the corner, too strong. Alexander secures it for Scotland. And Camacho intercepts it, passes over to Anderson. Camacho and rolls off for Wesley Marion, but England again with another offensive board. Elassie racing down the court, doesn't drop. Kacinda again skies in for the rebound. Tassimi Kacinda, 8 rebounds so far. As Anderson looks to find a way to the basket, gets the whistle, and a frantic few possessions there, Eve.
Yeah, I was just watching it go up and down, and I was like, what's
Just
going
so
on?
fast.
But yeah, no, that's I think Scotland had a bit of a momentum there. They were really amping up the pressure as well on defense, but they were just struggling to get the ball outside of the three-point line then. Like, they'd get the rebound, and England were doing a really good job to get a hand on the pass. I think that just, it shows that you do need to be able to go from that super high intensity, fast pace and be able to switch it back to a composed kind of slow the offense down, let's get a good shot, and that will come with experience.
So it's been a 16-14 run for England this quarter, and 30, I thought I'd misread that. I haven't. 32 offensive rebounds for England. That's a huge amount of work that they've been putting in on the offensive glass.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously they are the taller team. They have got players that are in great positions to get those rebounds, but also I think Scotland may not be finding bodies before they're kind of branching out and going for the fast break. Maybe that's because in their domestic teams, they're used to being those players that kind of run the floor, stretch the floor, and not used to being the ones that are trying to get those rebounds. Or it might just be a little lack of communication, I'm not sure, but
because that's something to adjust to as well, isn't it? So you might be the leaky guard that runs out, but this time in this situation you might need to kind of stay back and rebound.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the players that get exposed to this sort of program as well are the players that put up big numbers in their home teams, and they tend to be the players that stretch the floor early or will push the pace of the game, and not necessarily the ones that are doing the nitty-gritty work under the basket. So yeah, that might be a reason.
So back out on the floor, it's Anderson shooting 2 for England. Anderson having represented Central at the under-15 level at Aspire last year. Also came up through the under-13 Aspire program. Had a 14-point-16 rebound game in the 3rd and 4th place placing game against London back in 2023. Gets the first free throw to go. And every time you see her out on the court, she just hustles and goes after every single ball as she goes 2 of 2 from the line. Al-Zubi coming. Swings it round to Alexander. Alexander from 3, doesn't fall. Wesley Marion round to Malik. Camacho stepping through inside. Anderson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds. Hands off to Malik. Malik with 1 second needs to put something up. Does, and can't get the roll, but gets her own rebound. And Alexander has it, but I think we had a foul called just before. So Malik will go to the line.
I think this is what I was saying before halftime. They're doing a really good job of playing defense, getting bodies in the way, but they're just letting it go before they've got the rebound and secured the possession. So they're letting these fouls go right at the end of the shot clock, and it's very frustrating for them, I can imagine.
You've done like 99% of it, and then
done all the hard work, and then just let it go at the end.
Malik's first doesn't fall. Has a double-double so far, 15 points, 13 rebounds, and gets the roll on the second, takes her up to 16 points as she leads all scorers. Alexander will set things up for Scotland. Seago. Ball's tipped and stays with Scotland. England will get the ball after that turnover.
I feel like a lot of Scotland's turnovers have been just not executing the play that they're on at the time. They're kind of thinking one step ahead, thinking, I'll pass here and then I can go there. And before they've even finished the pass, they're thinking of the next thing. And that's where those little hiccups are coming from.
With Malik draws the foul, spin into the basket. And again, that's something, isn't it, that'll be a learning experience, because trying not to get too far ahead, you've got to kind of get there.
Yeah, it's all about remaining composed and being able to control the pace of the game, but also still remain still be able to control yourself as well, and not get too caught up in the moment.
And that can be difficult, especially at a young age as well, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from like personal experience as well, especially if you're a point guard, it's something that everyone's relying on you to be able to look after the ball and not get those turnovers. So it can be a really challenging thing to overcome. But yeah, if you can learn it now, it'll help a lot in the future.
Just set you up for the rest of your career.
Yeah, because you can see, especially players like Alexander on the Scottish team, she is so strong. She's got such a good IQ of the game, but she's just getting a little bit caught up in the pace of it. And as soon as she's able to control that, she's going to be flying, because everything else is there. It's almost like the first hurdle. She's already got all the rest. It's just getting over that first one.
So England ball from the baseline, 35.4 seconds in the third. Camacho to Anderson, Kacinda. Malik round to Camacho, 4 seconds, pulls up from the mid-range, bounces out. And a jump ball called. And Alicia Camacho, so she was one of the players that wasn't on this under-14s team last year. Hasn't had too many minutes in today's game, just under 7 minutes, but she shows these flashes of what she can do, and it's really impressive.
She has some really quiet minutes today, but really crucial ones as well. Just hustling every play. She's always there. She's not doing too much as well, but she's kind of, like right now, she's holding back. She's there for the pass back, just to kind of slow it down. Yeah, I really like her style of play.
She's got a really nice no-look pass as well that she keeps. Oh! Zanaya Anderson banks in the shot at the end of the quarter. And Zanaya Anderson up to 10 points. So a 70-36 lead for England over Scotland. Sorry, 73 after that three-pointer. Oh, Danae Anderson, that was fantastic. We can see it just there, just as the time runs down. Had the space, puts up the shot, and she's just walking back like, yeah, that's what I did.
That's what I did.
So, leading all scorers, Mojan Malik, 17 points and 14 rebounds, along with 3 assists for England. Chantelle Coley on 14 points. Nikita Cornford and Satira Smith on 13 points each. Satira Smith also pulling down 11 rebounds. And for Scotland, Grace Alexander, 10 points for her, 6 points in that third quarter, along with 4 rebounds. And off the bench, Timi Elassi, 6 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And Grace Alexander, we just spoke about her there before the end of the quarter, but a really big third for her.
Yeah, no, definitely. She's been just throughout the whole game. From the first quarter, she's just building and building and building, which is so impressive to be able to do that. And especially if your shots aren't dropping in the first quarter, it can be really easy to lose that confidence. But to be honest, I think she's just gaining confidence, and she's looking to her teammates. She's leading her team as well. That's a really crucial thing for the Scottish team.
And there was certainly a point there, I think, back-to-back baskets she had, and you could just see her again shouting, get back on defense. She's really, really a leader out there on the court.
Yeah, definitely. They've got a few of those today, I think, that are just doing a really good job at. It can be easy if you get a great shot, like some of the threes they've had. It can be easy to just get overexcited and kind of forget that actually you've still got a whole game to go. So yeah, they're doing a really good job of just like humbling everyone, keeping the hustle as well.
Because these teams as well, they'll be playing again tomorrow. So Scotland will be playing against Ireland tomorrow morning at 9:30. England will be playing Wales tomorrow, same time here on court 2. So there's still, it's a 3-game weekend in quite a short time span.
Yeah, there's no time to get caught up on anything. You've just got to be next play mentality the whole time. I think that's also a really good thing for these young players to learn, actually, is to be able to just go from one game, no matter how you played, how the team played, what the score is. It's a new game, fresh slate, whatever. Yeah, it's something that they will benefit from massively going back into their regular season.
As Laycock's shot doesn't fall, Alexander with a rebound. Alexander will wait for the team to catch up, swings it round to Harbisher. Harbisher against Dinu. Dinu has it on the halfway line. A jump ball is called. And I said this at Junior Final Fours, but I want a jump ball column. I want to know who has forced the most jump balls.
Yeah, I think there's one of those stats that just goes unnoticed sometimes, and actually it can really change the momentum of the game.
Al-Zubi kicks it to the corner. Alexander, 3 is good! And Grace Alexander just continues to score for Scotland, takes her up to 13 points. Cornford against Al-Zubi. Cornford spinning to the basket. Too strong, and a whistle on the floor. And that'll be 2 shots to come for Cornford. So over on court 1, the Wales and Ireland girls game has around 30 seconds to go. Ireland up 109 to 51. 14 points from Elle Dodson and 14 points from Georgia Ryan off the bench for Ireland. As it'll be sideline ball. Sideline ball for Scotland. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping between 2 games there. I confused myself. But we'll have a substitution here on court 2 between England and Scotland. Timmy Alassi checks in. Emma Harbisher heads to the bench. Harbisher with 4 points and a steal as she goes to the bench. Al-Zubi finds Alassi. Alassi takes it all the way to the hole, banks it in! And a strong start here from Scotland for the 4th quarter. Dinu, hook shot, won't go.
I think this is the first quarter, actually I might be wrong, but I think this might be the first quarter where Scotland were the first to score. Might be wrong.
I feel like you're right.
I think.
But I feel like this game...
I got so confused by what was going on in the other court that I actually might have missed it. But yeah, it feels like that was, yeah, their first score.
To come out and score first.
Yeah, the momentum definitely seems to be going this way.
Alexander with a long 2. Hits it! Grace Alexander! There's nothing she can't do out there. Okoli steps through. Seago with the rebound. And foul called against England. And you love to see that. Emily Seago, the smallest player on the court, just going in, gets the rebound and holds it for Scotland. As a substitution for England. Alexander against Malik. Hands off to Al-Zubi. Back into Alexander. Picked off by Malik. Malik against Alexander, spins to the basket, too strong. And ball will go out of bounds, will stay with England. So Malik will inbound. It's 2 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. It's been a 7-0 Scotland run. Dinu. And, oh, it's a tough move. Good defense there from Elassie. There wasn't really anything else she could do. She stood firm, held her ground, but Dinu able to finish over.
Yeah, that was a bit of a hook shot as well. They're really hard to guard. It was good for her not to get the foul there.
Alexander against Malik. Elassie, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Al-Zubi, and England will get the ball back. As Amige back in for Scotland. And we'll have a timeout called for Scotland. They want to talk things over. So a really good run here for Scotland to start the fourth quarter, 7-2.
Yeah, they've definitely come out a lot different to the rest of the game now. They seem to have been able to stop England in that first run, and it really does change the momentum. I think it is a really good thing for teams to be able to get points early in the quarters, because it just fills you with confidence, and it does kind of put the other team on the back foot straight away. It's nice to see that Scotland were able to kind of flip the script there in the fourth quarter for that.
And whilst England, they are up 75-43 here, it's situations like this, isn't it, where if you're England and you have a lead, you know, you might be in a game where you have maybe a 10-point lead, but being able to withstand that kind of pressure that the other team are putting on, like Scotland are going on this run here.
Yeah, I think basketball's probably one of the only sports where you can be down by 10, 20, even 30, and still completely change the game in such a short period of time, because you've seen the last minute of a game last for like 7 minutes. It just depends how you play the game, and if you're able to kind of get the stops, get the fouls, whatever, it can change so easily. So it can be really easy to be up by this much and just take a chill and be like, okay, I'm going to take my foot off the gas a little bit. But they could come back and you'll be back to a 10-point game and be like, oh, okay, actually got to.
Yeah, you don't want to kind of have to react to it, do you? You want to kind of be proactive and make sure.
Yeah, you want to just keep them at an arm's length. Otherwise, you're just making your job harder for yourself going to the end of the game. And if you end up in foul trouble, which we've seen already this game, that can be a really dangerous place to be in, because it can be very easy for the other team to put points up quickly and stop you from being able to play. So, yeah.
And we saw like a perfect example of that. The Junior Final Fours, the under-18 semi-final that we saw between Ipswich and Mystics was just relentless, wasn't it? They really fought their way back into it.
Yeah, definitely. And when teams come out with a lot of energy to start with, it can be really easy for the other team to just slowly chip away at the energy, trying to tire them out, just one by one, putting points on the board, getting stops.
And that's the key, isn't it? You sort of go for the next 2 minutes. Can we try and outscore them? Can we try and out-rebound them? You take it, you really break it down possession by possession.
Yeah, I think most of the time the emphasis is put on defense. If you can get stops and turnovers and kind of keep the ball out of the other team's hands, your offense will come naturally. Like the points will start to appear. I think the main thing is not letting the other team have control, and if they have the basketball, they're more likely to have that.
Definitely, as Laycock gets the second free throw, and Layla Muir checks back into the game for Scotland. Layla McFarlane heads to the bench. It's just over 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. At 5:30, we'll have England boys against Scotland boys coming up here. And over on court one, it'll be the Wales and Ireland boys taking on each other. Gay, round to Elassie. That was a strong box out from Malik. And Dinu lays it in off the glass. Isha's been looking for a good box out all day. I think she'll like that one. As Sego's shot won't fall. Laycock power into the basket. Picked up by Malik. Doesn't go. Cornford has the ball, and a foul called goes against Scotland. Will stay England ball. You can see there Laycock. Scoop shot doesn't fall. But we'll have a substitution for England as Alicia Camacho checks back in. Mojan Malik heads to the bench with 17 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals and 2 blocks. As Scotland will have the ball back. 6.5 minutes to play here on court 2. Alexander. That's short. Windle has the rebound. Cornford. Hands off to Laycock. Laycock for 3. Yes, that's good. Another Laycock. Using the glass. Everyone's been doing him back threes today, I think.
Probably a bit tired, just having to put a little bit more strength on it.
As England will get the ball back. Camacho into Dinu. And ball's loose, picked up by Seago. Has Gay up ahead, doesn't drop. Camacho with the rebound.
That's great court vision from Seago. Being able to push the ball, especially when there's defenders in the way, very impressive.
And just get the ball where she wants it to go.
Yeah, especially there's been a lot of turnovers in this game just through not quite having the accuracy on the passes, but she's doing a really good job of getting the ball where it needs to go.
Laycock into the corner. Camacho. Hands off to Cornford. I didn't even see how she got the ball to her then.
It just appears.
Just appears in her hands. It's Camacho again with that passing, that no-look passing. She tricks everyone.
Yeah.
Muir stepping through. Too strong. Ball's tipped. Seago picks it up. Won't fall. And Windle gets another rebound for England. That's rebound number 8 for Molly Windle. Laycock out to Camacho. Thought about the shot. Extra pass to Dinu. Dinu going baseline. Picked up by Muir. Seago in the corner and draws the foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul on England. So Scotland will have the ball from the baseline. And a timeout called by Bart Sengers for Scotland. With just over 4.5 minutes to play. So a 9-7 run for England this quarter. We saw Scotland come out 7-0 to start, I think.
Yeah, maybe 7-2. I think maybe what happened, they did a really good job of coming out early and getting the points on the board, but I noticed they got a little bit over energetic as well. Maybe a little bit lost their heads with, sometimes if the calls aren't going your way, it can be easy to get caught up in that and kind of get carried away in that. And then it can be really easy for the other team to kind of say, okay, let me take control now. So I think maybe that's what happened there. Just a little bit too much going on, lost their heads a tiny bit, but they're not doing too bad.
No, and Grace Alexander leading the way for Scotland. 15 points for her, 5 rebounds. And has hit a 3-pointer. She really led that charge, that run that Scotland were going on. And for England, it's Mojan Malik, 17 points for her and 16 rebounds. 11 offensive rebounds for Mojan Malik.
Yeah, she's doing everything. She's just executing across the board.
Yeah, well,
It's just what she
11.
does.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
At under 15s. Imagine what she'll do at under 20s.
I don't want to. I actually don't want to.
So back out on court, it's Scotland ball. Gay into Alexander. Alexander blocked by Cornford. Ball's loose. Alexander diving on the floor. She's just working hard every single possession, and we've got a jump ball called.
She was not letting go of that.
She's
like,
not.
I'm going with it if I have to.
And Grace Alexander playing for the Highland Bears. She's got two sisters that also play for the Highland Bears, and her mum Jenny's the coach. It's a real basketballing family, the Alexanders. So it will be England's ball. Anderson finds Kacinda. Camacho stepping through inside, scoop layup. Not that time, but Kacinda's there for the rebound. Out to Anderson. Three rolls off. Cornford again with another rebound for England. There's Camacho. Kacinda. And whistle on the play. That's on the floor.
Maybe her toes didn't come off the floor. It looked like a travel to me, but maybe.
Tiptoes.
Yeah, maybe she faked us all out.
But a foul called against England, so it will be Scotland ball. So Shamal Zubi will inbound for Scotland. Both teams go again at 9:30 tomorrow. Those games will be live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody who's been watching throughout today. We've still got 2 more games coming up after this one at 5:30. As a long 3 for Muir. Won't fall, but Alexander gets the steal, gets her own rebound again, backs the ball out. Working inside, Al-Zubi's there. And Camacho with the rebound. And foul called against Scotland. Or is it? Yes, it is. Like she didn't quite have her feet set for the offensive
I
foul.
think actually she was okay. The foul was on 40. I think she fouled her from behind. Just that she's coming round. She pushed her in the back.
My mistake, yeah.
I think probably if she just left her alone, they would have got the charge call.
So Camacho at the line. First free throw bounces off. Has a rebound and assist, a couple of steals, playing her basketball for Seville in Spain this season. And second one bounces off. As Okoli working underneath, gets the whistle, so Chantel Okoli will go to the foul line. And that's been very successful for England, the rebounding, the offensive rebounding, and getting the whistle on the putback.
Yeah, I think defensively it's really hard to not get called a foul when you're doing that. That's why most coaches go on about boxing out, getting the player away from the ball, and then go to get the rebound. If you're trying to out-jump someone, if they get a hand on the ball and they go back up, you're most likely going to foul them. And that's not fouls you really want to be giving up too often.
So you want to kind of get them out of the space to not give them that option.
Yeah, they tend to say just push your player outside of the paint, and then honestly, in an ideal world, you'll let the ball hit the floor before you go and get the rebound. Especially when you're playing against a team like England that are quite a lot taller, you're not usually going to win that jumping match.
Yeah, so you've got to find other ways to be able to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So 3 minutes to go. Alexander meets the double team. Kacinda into Windle. Windle That's short. And ball is on the floor. Zara Shenu fighting for the ball to get the jump ball, as I think someone might have just taken a hard fall there.
Yeah.
So they'll just get seen to on the floor. Obviously, we hope they're okay. Didn't quite catch who that was for Scotland, but it looked like players were just kind of, they were diving for the ball and maybe just a knock of knees or bang on the floor.
I think she fell sideways and landed on her teammate there.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, probably just twisted her knee a little bit. Never feels nice.
Could be a bit of a shock as well, can't it? When
yeah, definitely.
When you do so.
Hopefully it's one of those that felt a lot worse than it actually is.
Yeah, and sometimes in the height of the moment as well, it's tough. But that's Layla Muir, and we hope that she'll be doing okay. She's been a big part of this Scotland team, as she's just going to get checked over by the coaches. Gets a round of applause as she heads to the bench. But Muir with 2 points, a rebound, an assist, and a steal for Scotland so far. So we hope we'll see her back out on court tomorrow, getting the ice bath.
Yeah. They'll bounce back. This age, she'll probably wake up in the morning and forget that it happened.
So 2:44 to play in the fourth quarter. Scotland ball. Seago to Shenu. Harbisher. And ball's tipped. Gets the jump ball call. And that's an England possession. Camacho against Seago. Over to Anderson. Anderson on the baseline. You could see there, I was just watching Amelia Camacho, how she was kind of telling Anderson where she wanted her to go.
Yeah, it's really like to be able to control the ball, have a defender in front of you, and still be able to direct someone to move. It's a really tough skill.
As Camacho strides to the basket and gets her first points of the game. It's like trying to rotate your arm forwards and backwards at the same time.
Yeah, literally. It looked very natural for her, though.
It did.
She's been doing that for a while.
Okoli, finishes! And Chantel Okoli with a tough move, gonna go to the line for a chance at a three-point play. And that's what you were talking about earlier, Eve, the finish and the control that Chantel Okoli has when she goes up to take that layup.
Yeah, to be fair, you probably wouldn't have expected her to make that shot. I mean, it's such a tough finish, and also you're not seeing a lot of that finishing through contact through the rest of the players, but she's been doing it all day. She's going to the basket. She knows that even that last little finger roll at the end, and it's going in.
As Windle gets the rebound for England. Okoli gonna take it inside again, using the glass.
She's happier going against defense than without.
Yeah, she doesn't want the open shot.
Yeah.
Has got a whistle on the floor, but Chantel Okoli up to 19 points. Has 4 rebounds as well, and she's been shooting, she shot 7 of 9 from the field.
That's something that I've been really impressed with today. The percentages are super high through this team.
They really are, and it's a very, like we said earlier, considered shots and very efficient shots.
Even through contact, they're doing really well at just getting the points on the board.
Camacho dishes off underneath to Kacinda, and Taz Kacinda will go to the foul line. Kacinda, 11 rebounds off the bench with 4 points. She's playing for the Manchester Mystics at the under-16 level this season. Won the National Cup back in January with the Mystics. another player that's come through the Aspire program, the Aspire North. And gets the second free throw to go. Approaching the final minute of the game. And long pass goes out of bounds. Scotland will keep the ball. So Seago to inbound. Alexander works against Okoli, step back. That's short. And England will get it back with 1:04 to go. Camacho passes over to Kacinda, and Taz Kacinda up to 5 points. And Alicia Camacho's no-look passes, I love them. I think I could watch them all day long.
I think she actually that's just natural for her.
She just doesn't need to look.
She's just got eyes on the side of her head.
Scotland look to get it in. Alexander, three's up, and too strong. Kacinda with the rebound. Taz Kacinda, when she rebounds, you don't often see it too much, but really grabs it with both hands and pulls it down.
Yeah.
To hold on to it. So Scotland ball, 31.3 seconds in the quarter. Camacho picks up the loose ball. As Okoli up ahead, and Okoli again taking it to the rack. Chantel Okoli, 21 points, 8 of 10, shooting 80% from the field. As Scotland can hold for the last possession, or Okoli will take it, and she'll take it all the way. 23 for Chantel Okoli. And a long shot at the buzzer, won't go. But that, oh, did we get a foul on the shot?
Foul just before the buzzer.
So foul just before the buzzer. So that will be shots for Scotland.
3 free throws to come for Scotland.
And it will be Emma Harbisher shooting 3 for Scotland. First one rolls down. Harbisher had 17 points, 4 rebounds and 9 steals earlier against Wales. Second one's good, 1 more to come. Her and her teammate Amy Gay playing for the under-18 Boroughmuir Blaze in Scotland this season. Again, another player playing up an age group as she gets it to go. 2 of 3 from the line. So with 1 second on the clock, England will inbound. And that will do it. So England take the win, 98-45 over Scotland, having been led by a huge 23 points from Chantel Okoli, 81% from the field, 4 rebounds and 4 steals, and 0 turnovers for a player that handles the ball as much as Chantel Okoli does. That's a great achievement.
Yeah, it's so impressive. I mean, even like we said before, the scoreline hasn't really reflected the game as well. They're not going to remember this in the future, but the things they've learned from this game is what they're going to carry on. So yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to take from that.
I don't know if that's your first experience of trying to speak while being fist bumped. It's very difficult, isn't it?
I honestly feel like I disassociated then. I was just I don't know if I said anything that made any sense, so sorry if it didn't.
It absolutely did, it absolutely did. But yeah, a lot of positives for Scotland to take out of that. They had that big win against Wales earlier. England is a different team, as we said. They're a lot taller team as well, so difficult to come up against that matchup, having to adjust. But we saw those runs that Scotland went on and some really impressive performances.
Yeah, and I love that earlier in the day they played against a team that was almost the opposite of England. So it's such a good thing for them to be doing. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they get up to tomorrow.
So leading the way for Scotland, it was Grace Alexander, 15 points for her, 6 rebounds and 2 steals. And Timmy Elassie off the bench with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So we're going to go courtside shortly with Isha whilst she tries to grab a word with one of the England coaches. Looks like she's got Katie Lamond, who's going to have a chat with her. But coming up very shortly after this game, it will be the boys, England boys against Scotland boys. And then over on court 1, it will be Wales boys against Ireland boys. But going back to what you just said there, Eve, as well, both teams will be playing tomorrow morning, so they can make those adjustments quickly and see what has worked and what hasn't worked and take that into that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to go courtside with Isha, who has assistant coach for England, Katie Lamond.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here now courtside with England assistant coach Katie Lamond. So Katie, pretty decent result there. How did you find that game?
It was good. We went in with the focus that obviously played against Ireland. There was some things we wanted to tweak, and we wanted to go in aggressive. We wanted to get in the passing lanes. We wanted to go really on the defense, and then hope that translated to the offense. And I think some really good moments, like the girls could put the ball in the basket. It's just really getting those details down. I think it was really good. After every time out, you could see those actively trying to implement it and really step up their game for Wales tomorrow. So I'm really proud of the girls and the team for what they managed to accomplish this then.
Yeah, they put on a really great performance. But in games like that, especially where you get quite a large lead, what do you make the main focus of that game then? Is there specific things that you choose for the girls to work on? What was it in that game?
Yeah, so Caitlin did a brilliant job right at the start. We have like gold medal shots and things that we want to achieve and our non-negotiables. And when it gets to stuff like that, it's knowing that obviously we've got this weekend, we've got other tournaments coming up where we might not have this lead, or we might not have the referees in our favour, or we might not have the momentum. So it's really getting those details. So it's taking it on. Right, defensively, this is our focus. Offensively, this is our focus. And if we're not getting it, then we have a quick chat on the sideline. Why we're not quite understanding it, and then go again. It has to be one of those where once the score is the score, we have to really knuckle down on the details, because ultimately we're here to develop and progress not just the staff but the players, and hope that we can take what we learn here into future stuff. So really nailing the details is important.
Yeah, so weekends like this obviously is quite focused on the players' development. So does the score line really matter in situations like this?
I mean, everybody wants to win, right? That's the score line itself, no. The competitiveness, yes. Like, development is a major thing, but ultimately we want to keep the competitiveness. So we want to go in, we want to fight, we want to press, we want to have those details where, yeah, we can go on a run. But ultimately, the result is wanted, but the detail is more important. So it's how can we get that right balance of wanting to win and the competitiveness, but not losing the focus of we are here to make sure that we can be the best we can be.
Yeah, so I mean, 2 games completed today, 2 wins. Tomorrow you guys got 1 more game. What is the focus going to be for that game?
To take those major positives out of that game, like you look at in that last bit, like players like Nikita really stepping up that defense. That's the theme we want to go with the next. So can we take the real positive of intense defense, getting in the passing lanes, push that on for tomorrow, and then the same thing with the offense. How can we move the ball to find a great shot, not just a good shot?
All right, thanks for taking the time to speak to me today, Katie. Really good job on the result today. Hope it goes again the same again tomorrow. But now we're going to go back to Kaz, and she's going to wrap it up, and then we're going to go into the boys' game.
Thanks, Isha. Great to get assistant coach for England, Katie Lamond's thoughts on the game there. So me and Eve are going to take a quick break before we're back with you for the England and Scotland boys game here on court 2. That's due to tip off in 17 minutes time. That's slightly delayed tip from the 5:30, so it's probably going to be around 5:35, but you can catch that game live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. So for myself, Kaz Bullock, and from Eve Shadrick, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with you in 20 minutes.